Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, March 23rd. Oh man, the month is almost over. It is 10 days past my birthday. That's how I count the days. 10 days past my birthday. And I mean, you know, how many other days to my next one. But anyway, I want to, hey, Credit Goddess. Listen, folks, I want to make sure that you understand where you are this morning. You are in the P.I.L.L Method Club. And you're going to learn how to pay off mortgages and all other debt in 7 to 9 years. Listen, it is fabulous information. Did you realize we were paying 75% more interest than we need to? And I'm letting you know right now, you don't have to pay all of that interest. We're going to get into that more this morning. But first of all, let's meet our moderators, Kenyatta and Mr. Jared. Come on, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Really excited about today's room, as I am about every single room. This is really generational wealth shifting information. And so wanted to also welcome everybody from YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter that are tuned in right now. Feel free to share this room with your colleagues, and also feel free to write in the chat any questions that you have as the P.I.L.L method is going on. And if you're in the room and you have access to a laptop, a desktop, or an iPad, you can go ahead and type in ice10kvideos.com on your browser, and everything that Don's going to be breaking down today, you'll be able to see live on your screen. So really great information about to be shared. What we're going to do is some quick moderator introductions. But before we do that, I want Don to just set the stage for what you're going to be able to get out of this room and how you should think about the questions that you can ask today. So Don, I'll pass it to you first.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Don Daniel. I'm the founder of P.I.L.L Method International. It is a better way to eliminate debt. We have a book by the same name. It has been #1 on Amazon at least 5 different times. And listen, it is the only book in the on their platform out of 33 million titles that talks about how to understand amortization schedules and how to defeat them so you can cut your interest costs, not your interest rate, but your interest cost by about 75%. Therefore, people who have all of these loans can pay all of them off, their mortgages, their student loans, their credit cards, their car loans, in an average of 7 to 9 years, not 7 to 9 years each, all of them gone. Why? Because now you can learn how to cut interest cost. Don't focus on interest rate. We're going to show you how to cut that interest cost using your current budget. That's right. You don't need to make more money. What you need is to pay less interest. Oh my goodness. And folks, here's another thing that's coming up. Oh, it's going to be so exciting. In May 20 through the 22nd, P.I.L.L Method is having its first in a series of seminars. P.I.L.L Method Seminars presents developing a spiritual money mindset. And we have speakers from all over the country that are going to be there, that are going to be featured speakers. And 2 of the featured speakers are going to be Miss Kenyatta, and Jared is going to be there also, telling us about the metaverse and crypto and all that kind of stuff. And Miss Kenyatta is going to tell us the benefits of being a business purpose loan officer. Oh my goodness. And not only have featured speakers, but we have a special guest speaker that's going to be there as well. And you've heard him. You've heard, if you've been on the internet, if you haven't been under a rock, you have heard this name. They call him the hip hop preacher. Mr. E.T. Eric Thomas himself will be in the house. Do you realize just the fabulous speakers that we have on this on the platform that's going to be on the stage to sit down and talk to some of these speakers? If you add up just their first hour, it would cost you over $20,000 just to talk to all of these speakers that are going to be there. But and put on top of that, Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, the one motivational speaker in the world is going to be in the house, sharing his information and giving us an insight into how we can have that spiritual money mindset that never gives up. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a fabulous opportunity. We're going to be there for 3 days, folks. Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday, and it's going to be at the fabulous Gaylord Opryland Resort in Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, you want to get your tickets? So we have a link up already. We're still putting up all the speakers and their bios. All of that should be completed this week. And I'm telling you, once it's done, you'll be able to see everything you need to see. But if you want to go to my 10K card, which is pinned at the top of the of Clubhouse right now, you'll be able to see how you might be able to get a ticket to this thing. And I said might because it will sell out. It will sell out. Don't sleep on this opportunity to be with us in Nashville in May 20 through the 22nd. Jared, I'm so excited about this. Jared and Kenyatta, what do you think about this coming up in May?
No, I'm really excited about this event, especially when it comes to mindset, etc. And yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. So yeah, Kenyatta.
I like the fact that we're including the whole entire family. So that is a beautiful resort that we're going to be at with the Gaylord. And I just feel like it's going to be an action-packed 3 days. I love it.
All right, so let's go ahead, Jared. Let's go ahead and get our moderator intros gone. And folks, listen, if you have a question about your debt, if you have a question about how mortgages work, if you have a question about student loans, if you have a question about, listen, interest rates are rising. Should I wait to get a house now? Or should I get it? Should I get it now, or should I wait because of the interest rates? Oh, we're going to learn a lot of things about the interest rates. If the interest rates are slightly higher, it's actually easier to pay off a loan. You never, ever put a large down payment on a house. Did you realize that credit cards are several times better than debit cards? Debit cards are your emergency cards. Credit cards are your go-to everyday cards. Oh man, there is so much to learn about your money. And listen, if you have debt, guess what? Cash is not king. Your most expensive money is the money you have in your bank if you have debt. We're going to go over a lot of these things, but if you have a question about any of this, please come up to the stage here on Clubhouse and ask your question. Jared, back to you, sir.
Yes, we really emphasize come on stage, ask your questions. The more interactive the room is, the more valuable it is for not only you, because you're going to get incredible financial advice, but you're also going to be able to help the audience with the back and forth and the details put on the screen. So really excited for everybody that's new to the room, that's never seen the P.I.L.L method, to see it. So I'll make my intro real quick. My name is Jared Alberton. I've been in tech for over 15 years. I'm extremely passionate about everything tech, startups, metaverse, crypto, NFT, and helping my community understand the opportunities that are here before they become non-existent. So definitely check me out on Clubhouse, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and excited for this room. Definitely want to make sure that you're sharing the room. So I'll be an example of that. I'm going to go down to the number 8. I'm going to click share on Clubhouse. I'm going to click some gym emojis, and now you'll see that number turn into 9. We've got 31 people here. We'll love to see that 9 turn to 15, 20, etc. So really appreciate sharing the room. This is information that is super important to the community to understand how banks actually work and how they should actually think about interest. I'm going to pass the mic to Kenyatta.
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I am the official lender of this house, the P.I.L.L Method House. And I want to invite everyone that has already heard this information to go ahead and ping someone in. It is time for us to start paying it forward and letting everybody know what we know. do not hawk this good information. But do connect with me if you want to find a deal, finance that deal, cancel the interest on that deal so we can get you in yet another deal. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes.
And I'm Edwin. Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Rosa Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit and the official credit expert at the P.I.L.L Method Home. I am a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and an educator at BRRRR University. And I'm here to answer any credit questions that you guys may have, because we all know that is the key to access other people's money. And I want you guys to pull out your pen and paper, and also definitely come up and ask your question, because your question will help many others that are in the audience. We're going to learn this together, because believe it or not, you can actually buy 1, 2, 3 homes in your lifetime. Don't get fooled, but Don is going to break that down for you guys. So feel free to come up on stage. Thank you.
All right. So again, feel free to come on stage with Don. I think it'd be helpful if you kind of walk through an example of, one of your customers or one of the scenarios where the P.I.L.L method has been extremely effective. And once he's going through this example and the light bulb goes off, feel free to raise your hand. And if you're shy, feel free to ask questions in the chat to the left. All right. So Don, which we're going with first.
Listen, we're going to put something up on the screen. I'm sharing the screen right now. Get Kurt to put it on there. And listen, we're going to try to get Kurt in here to talk to us a little bit too. But let's go ahead and share that screen. And we have a $350,000 mortgage on the screen right now. And okay. And folks, I was working off of one screen for a while. I've got my 3 screens back. Oh, Kurt, it feels so good. How are you this morning, man?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Just getting these kids ready as well.
All right, listen. When you get the kiddos off and running, listen, jump on in here. We want to see your face in the place, and we need to talk to you as well. All right, listen, folks. I'm going to show you a couple of things here. First of all, we're going to put this thing in here at 4%, $350,000 mortgage. Let me see if I need to make that just a little bit bigger. I hope I didn't make it too big. Yeah, I think I did. So we're gonna minimize that just a little bit. There we go.
And Don, while you work on the formatting, just want to remind everybody that if you're near a laptop, an iPad, or a desktop, feel free to go to your browser, type in ice10kvideos.com. And then you can basically go to the YouTube channel and see this live on your screen. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, feel free to write questions into the comments, and my man Kirk will identify it and prioritize you based off the questions asked in Clubhouse. Also, if you want these instructions written out, feel free to look in the chat. All right, back to you, Don.
All right, excellent. So, folks, here we go. $350,000 mortgage at 4%. Oh, and Jared, I changed my my audio a little bit. Are we still coming across crystal clear?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, great. All right, so we're at 4%. And, if people said, listen, at 4%, you mean I missed that 2.9% window? I could got a mortgage at 2%, 2.9 if I had hurried. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about the fact that you didn't get that 2.9. In fact, you might want to say, thank you, I missed the 2.9, and the interest rates were able to rise a little bit. Watch what happens here. We're going to go over how to understand how an amortization schedule works here in just a second. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the summary. And in the summary, we are able to see, folks, that on this $350,000 mortgage, the bank wants you to pay $251,542 in interest on a $350,000 loan. Folks, does that look like 4% to you? Oh, no. It is actually, if you look over here to the left, you'll see that it is actually 71%. Okay, folks, if you want to see what we've got going on here, go ahead, go ahead and go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com, and it'll take you straight to the YouTube channel, and then click on live so you can see what's going on here. And so we find out that the interest that the bank wants us to pay is 71% of what you borrowed. Let me break that down just a little bit more. If your loan was just $100,000, your mortgage was just $100,000 for 30 years at 4%, the bank would want $71,869 in interest from you on a $100,000 loan at 4%. That's what amortization does to a loan. And guess what? You do not have to abide by that. That's if you use the bank's timing. You see, the bank's timing is based on a 30-day cycle. Every single month, they get to charge you all of that interest when you make a payment. But what if you disrupt their timing and give them money when it makes it impossible for them to charge you interest? Yes, you can do that. And then the exact amount of interest that they would have charged you, you can save. You can save at the exact same rate that they're charging you. This is why you want to make sure, listen to this now, you want to make sure you control your principal payments. You want to have the principal payments where you need them so that you can take advantage of this amortization schedule. We're going to get back to that in just a second. So we're going to scroll down here and see that at 4% on this loan, your principal payment is $504.28. And look, your interest is $1,166.67. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of money. All right. And so if we subtract the $504.28 from what we owe, we're left with $349,495.72. That is our new principal balance on line one. So the bank takes the principal balance every month, does their math, and then comes up with how much interest is owed on line two. Well, because you owe less, you're going to pay less interest. And your interest cost on line two goes all the way down to $1,164.99 instead of $1,166.67. Not much difference at all. That's still a lot of money. In other words, out of the payment you're making on this loan, only a little over $500 goes to the loan. Over $1,100 goes to the bank, charging you interest just to be able to pay your loan down by $500. Folks, this system that we're looking at right here is 88 years old this year. 88 years. We've been doing this. And for 88 years, we have not been taught how this works in school. I have never talked to anyone who says, you know, I learned this in junior high. I learned this in high school. I learned this in college. No, but we're all expected to use this lending system for using credit cards when we buy a car, when we purchase a home, when we do all of these things. Folks, if you're not pinging people in here to hear this story, you listen, you're doing your friends and your family a disservice because you're soaking up all of this information. Please get some people in here to listen to what we're talking about. And I want to shout out, before I even get started, I want to shout out to Miss Brenda. I see you. I see you. Miss Luann, haven't talked to you in a while. Listen, we got to check in with each other. All right. So I said, good morning, Miss Luann. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Listen, if you all want to come up on the stage and say hi, please raise your hand and do so. I'd love to hear from you. And anybody else in the audience, please come on up. Start pinging some people in here because it is about time. It is about time we stop letting the banking system take advantage of us only because we don't know the rules to the game. So already you feel like something is off here because they can call this a 4% loan, but I end up paying back 71% of what I borrowed. Already something is off. Already something is off. If only $500 of my payment goes to the loan and $1,166 goes to the bank. At this point, I'm buying one house for me and 3 for the bank. That's almost 3 times, 2.5 times what I'm getting. Listen, when are we going to stop letting the bank take advantage of us here? All we need to know is how to read this chart. Do you know it was illegal some time ago? It was illegal to teach slaves how to read. And why was that? Because if the slaves learned how to read, then somebody would have found a book on military tactics, band together, and slavery would have ended long before 1863, let me tell you. Okay? Yeah, we'd have another celebration other than Juneteenth. We'd be calling it something else. So here's what we need to do, folks. The Bible says that the borrower is slave to the lender. The borrower is slave to the lender. And why? Because we don't know how to read this chart. Once we learn how to read this chart, oh my goodness, how things change, not just for you, but for your family, for your children, and for your children's children. You'll be able to pass this down. So we can get rid of all of what you heard about how this works and learn it for yourselves how it really works. Okay, so watch this. Here we go now. All right, we have a few more people online right now. We're up to 10. All right, we have 11 shares. Come on. We have, how many people we have in here? We got 33 people in here now. Let's get more people in. Let's get more shares. We got 33 people in here right now. Okay, so we should have at least 33 different shares. Go ahead and share this room to click that little square box with the arrow pointing out of it and get some people in here. I'm trying not to get too deep into this before we can get some more people in so that they can hear it too. So watch this. You want to learn how to read this? You're going to learn how to read it right now. So we have, if this is January's payment, let's say the first payment is January's payment. All right. And then if we're taking a look at this, Kurt, let me know when you are ready to jump in here anytime. So if this is January's payment, then number 2 would be February's payment, right? So we make January's payment and we're just waiting around till February so we can make February's payment. But if we look at the schedule, we can actually see what February's principal payment actually is. February's principal payment is $505.96, right there. So if we make January's payment and we can see February's principal payment, let me ask you this question. Do we have to wait till February to give the bank that $505.96 that's online too? The answer is no. If we had it, we could actually give that to the bank at a time. It's called a prepayment. Now you can prepay $1, you can prepay $5, you can prepay $10. You can prepay any amount that you want if you have it. I'm just picking this number because it makes it easy when we're reading this chart and learning how to read. I am not saying this is what you need to do on a regular basis. I am not giving you a prescription here. This is just instruction on how the bank makes its money and how there is a weakness in their system. Oh, we want to exploit the weakness in their system. The strength of their system in making all of this money is also the weakness in the system. And the weakness means that you can never know how it works. This is why it's not taught in schools. This is why it's not even taught to loan officers, because they would let the information out. Do you know loan officers pay more interest than they need to because their employers don't teach them how an amortization schedule works either? How about that? Watch this. So if we're in January here, folks, and February's principal payment, let's prepay that. If we prepay that anytime in January, we give that extra $505.96 to the bank, we're paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule here, where we're paid down to where it says $348,989.76. We're already paid down to there in January, which means our next mortgage payment is on line 3 of the schedule. What just happened? Our regular payment, folks, our regular payment is what? $1,670.95. That's our regular payment. But we got rid of line 2 for only $505.96. Payment number 2 is gone for $505. That's the weakness in the system. Wow. So what happens now that we're on line 3? So February's new payment is $507.65 goes to principal, and $1,163.30 goes to interest. 1,163.30. Well, then what happened to the interest cost on line 2, $1,164.99? What happened to that? It went away. It got canceled. We just eliminated, folks, $1,164.99 in interest we never have to pay because we got rid of that. Man, just because we learn how to read, this system, and folks, it seems so impossible because we've never actually understood it before until now. But watch this. If we did that on line 1, we paid January's payment. What if we gave the bank the principal payments on line 2, on line 3, and line 4? A little over $1,500. Do you realize it would knock out the interest cost on line 2, 3, and 4 over $3,300, $3,300 gone in interest we never have to pay because we disrupted the bank's timing. We gave them money when it made it impossible for them to charge us interest because that's the system they set up. Pay your mortgage every month on time and give me $1,100 in interest for the privilege. That's what's going on. And you don't have to do it. Wow. So let's take a look at line 12 here. Okay. We're going to take a look at line 12. And line 12 says that this is 12 months in. After 12 months, we would actually be able to pay this loan down by $6,163.57. And the bank would want $13,887.83 in interest to pay your loan down by $6,000. That is ridiculous money. You see, we get into the habit of getting a payment that we can afford and that feels comfortable. And then we're not paying attention to the interest cost. We only pay attention to the interest rate. By not paying attention to the interest cost mounts up to $13,800 in the first year, while we only pay the mortgage down by $6,000. Do you know why it gets so easy? Because we're living in this very nice home in a great neighborhood, great neighbors, everything is going well. We're driving a nice car, but it's costing us 13 grand in interest to do almost 14 grand in interest to enjoy all of this. And we are taught not to pay attention to it, because if we did pay attention to it, it would disrupt the peace and harmony we are now enjoying because we're in this great neighborhood. So I got my moderators here on the stage. Jump in here, and what do you feel about paying all of this interest just to live in a nice neighborhood? Anybody? Kenyatta, Credit Goddess, Jared?
So for me, the name of the game is saving.
Okay.
And a lot of people are savvy with coupons and tax breaks, but nobody see this element coming. And I really feel like Don, your book should be on in every house, on every table, on every nightstand, because this is the one that does the big damage. Because we have credit card debt, we have cars, we have homes, and if I cannot pay all of that interest, I'm not going to.
Wow, you just mentioned the book. So why don't we take a break here and just put that up on the screen, and let's talk about the book for just a second. The book that Kenyatta is talking about is the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. And it gives you the basics of learning how to read an amortization schedule. Okay, folks, if you're looking at this book to give you a step-by-step plan to get you personally out of debt, then don't buy the book. If you're looking for understanding how the bank has been taking advantage of a system, and so you can learn how to read the system, and then learn how you can develop a system that works for you individually, then buy the book. Then you want to get that book and get this book, and then start to understand it, and then you'll understand why you need a computer to beat the bank's computer in telling you exactly how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, and which loan to attack, so that you can eliminate the most amount of interest per dollar. What does that mean? If you can find out that for every dollar you prepay, let's say you can save $6 in interest. Well, listen, if you knew that, you would never settle for saving $3 in interest for every dollar. But because we don't pay attention to interest cost, we're not paying attention to the ratio of how many dollars we pay to how many dollars we save in interest. We're just saying, we just are meant to believe anything that we do to get out of debt is as good as any other thing we can do. Well, that's not true. All right. So before I get back to this, I want you to understand that I had a client that had $1,200 on their credit card, and it was at 12%. And they were saying 12% interest on this credit card. I want to pay this off, because we never ever pay credit card interest. We never pay credit card interest, and there's a lot of people who are proud of that fact. But my program that we put them in said to ignore the credit card this month and just put money in the bank. They said, "What? Pay minimum payments on a credit card? I never pay minimum payments on a credit card." So here's what's happening, folks. Well, when I got the phone call, they said, "What's going on here? Is the program broken?" I said, "No, the computer program isn't broken. It's just saying let's get together and let's do the math." This is why each one of our clients, Kenyatta, Credit Goddess, each one of our clients gets a coach. and they can call up their customer service. They can call up their coach. They can set up appointments and say, listen, teach me what's going on here. Don't just give me a program, but guide me and teach me how all of this works. So what we did was we just broke it down. Did you realize that 12% a year means 1% a month for 12 months? That's how you get an annual percentage rate. Annual means yearly. So 1% a month means 12% a year. So if you pay off a $1,200 credit card, $1,200, if you pay that off right now, you just saved a whopping 1% of $1,200 or $12. You just saved $12 in interest you'll never have to pay. Wow. Let me tell you something. You put $12,000 on the mortgage, $1,200 on the mortgage we were talking about, it would save you over $3,000 in interest by putting that money on the mortgage. You see, we have been taught that anything you do to get out of debt is as good as any other thing you can do. So if you use your $1,200, folks, to save $12, instead of using your $1,200 to save yourself $3,000 in interest, isn't that a mistake? That is called an opportunity. That's called opportunity cost lost. Opportunity cost lost, meaning the opportunity to put the money over here and save $3,000 was lost because you took the opportunity to take $1,200 to save $12. This is what we do here in the P.I.L.L method to make sure that while you're managing your debt and getting out of debt, the focus is pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible. Kenyatta, do you know why that's important? Here's why. Because I just get so excited. It's important to know the difference between paying when you put your money down, what you're getting for it. You want to know what happens when you pay your money down. And we have been.
And you know what else, Don?
Come on, Kenyatta, help me out here.
I really, really appreciate the fact that we're not just shooting in the dark. We're not just throwing a number out there because it is a such thing as paying too much as well. And I love the fact that you taught us that, because so many times people think they're doing a good job paying more upfront, with a bigger down payment, or I'm just gonna put $5,000 on my mortgage because I have my taxes. But it's actually a formula for it, and it's about optimizing your money, not just throwing it at the debt.
That's right, Kenyatta. It's about optimizing, folks. You want to make sure you're getting the biggest bang for your buck, right, Kenyatta? So
absolutely. Otherwise, anything else is uncivilized.
But if we don't know that, if we are taught that anything you do is as good as any other thing that you can do, folks, that's called inattentional blindness. You can look it up. It is a term. Inattentional blindness means we're blind to what we don't pay attention to, even though it's right in front of us. Right in front of us to pay off a 12% credit card, as opposed to putting money on a 4% mortgage. We don't do the math, because when we put our money down, we don't get a receipt that says, here's how much interest you saved. We don't get that.
Can I share something?
Please do.
With everyone. Okay, you guys. So in using the P.I.L.L method, if you are wanting to pay down some of the interest, right now Citizens Bank has a beautiful program going on for your personal credit, not business credit, but personal credit. Right now, there are deploying up to $50,000 each person with zero interest for 20 months. And I have to share that because it came by way of the Get Access Tour, and I just wanted to mention it because this will be an excellent way for them to start with the P.I.L.L method using other people's money, and have the benefit of almost 2 years having 0% interest.
Well, listen, Kenyatta, we listen. We have to pause there for a second and get back on that part there. You said at Citizens Bank, this is not something you can do online, folks. You actually have to go into a branch. Is that right, Kenyatta?
That's absolutely right.
So if you can go into a branch, all right, and if you're credit worthy, you can get this card for up to 20 months, interest free, and they're lending up to what, 50 grand for those who qualify? They let you.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, a credit card, personal. Lord have mercy, folks. If you have a Citizens Bank in your area, you need to jump on that right now. And if you want to get more information about that, I don't see why there aren't more people up on this stage trying to raise their hand to get up here to get this kind of information. And this came via the Get Access tour.
Absolutely. And I failed to mention one big fact.
Yes.
You can actually do a cash advance for all of the 50,000, which means you guys, you can go ahead and get this card and then take that 50,000 out and call me, and that could be a down payment on, a beautiful multi-unit family, situation for you to receive money to pay the card back and do the P.I.L.L method and.
We're online. Okay, go ahead, Kenyatta.
No, I was just saying that you can get a cash advance and you can, use all of it. And so this is a really, really unique time. You guys, right now, there's a big push. Credit is kind of easier to get than it has been, which means if you follow the trends, very soon they're going to be tightening up on giving out credit. So get it while the getting is good.
Okay. So listen, I want to talk about how you got that information. Tell us a little bit about meeting in person some of the folks from Clubhouse. What does that mean to get to meet some of these people from Clubhouse in a setting where that you can up close and personal shake hands and get this kind of information firsthand? That is, you just, because they're not advertising that. It's not out there for the general public to consume. So tell us about the benefit of going to in-person seminar or a tour like that, Kenyatta. What does that mean?
So I actually like to call them events because that's what they are. Mm-hmm. They're events in your life, people. And so basically what happens is all of these brilliant minds on Clubhouse, you hear them day out and they just giving information, giving it for free. And you might say to yourself, well, I already know all that they have to give. False. That will be a false assumption. When it comes down to the conversations that we talk about at the dinner table, they're not your average conversations. These aren't conversations you having with your family. And some of your friends might not understand some of the, the concepts that is thrown back and forth. So upon us being at our VIP dinner, this came up and it was shared. And right there at the table, everyone was trying to find where there was a Citizen Bank. We were in Boston and in Chicago, I don't have a Citizens Bank. So I went to a Citizens Bank in Boston. Mm-hmm. So the point is, when you want to move at the speed of instruction, but more than that, you want to share. And so that's what I just did because I think it's phenomenal. 0% interest. Do you know what you can do with that? Mixed with the fact that in July, everyone that has medical debt, some of that is going to be removed, if not all of it, because of the new parameters. And Credit Goddess can probably speak to that more. But this is a really unique time where we can actually use this, structure it with the P.I.L.L method, and make out like bandits.
Wow. Listen, and talking about events, Sean 10K, the P.I.L.L method is putting on an event, and with Savage Marketing, we're teaming up and you're helping to market the P.I.L.L method event in May. Can you tell us a little bit about the benefit and just kind of piggyback on what Kenyatta was talking about from the Get Access Tour and how this program can benefit others as well? Sean 10K, are you in the house? Oh, wow.
Man, I just was about to hop on the elevator, but I'll use the stairs instead. So what's the question, Don? Go for it.
All right. Listen, man, I was saying Kenyatta was talking about the benefit of going to events to get knowledge that is not, you get this because you're in close proximity. And we have an event coming up in May 20 through the 22nd that Your Savage Marketing is helping us to promote. Tell us a little bit about that event.
You know, first of all, I want to shout out Kenyatta for renaming it conference to event. I love that, Kenyatta. I'm going to be using that going forward because the reality of the situation is events are moments of your life that you'll never forget. Conferences are just by the numbers. So going forward, the only word we'll be promoting now is event. I freaking love it. Guys, here's the thing. On Clubhouse, there's only so much you can say. There's so much connections that you can make. But when you meet up with someone in person, you make that eye-to-eye connection, man, the possibilities are endless. Also, certain things that you are not allowed to say on the app, you're literally unfiltered when you meet these individuals. When you sit down and you break bread with other business associates, other partners, the magic happens from there. And I'm here to tell anyone, if you're considering living a good life, start packing your life with the experiences that matter. Start going to the events that actually compound the quality of your life. Because as we get older, we can only look back and see what we have done. You know, so you want to pack those days with things that's so fruitful. Even your kids will not believe you. Your grandkids will not believe you. Grandpa, you were there. You did that. Yes, we did. So my recommendation is, guys, the events of your life will determine as to the quality of life you enjoy. So my recommendation to everyone is definitely get a ticket to the event, and most importantly, get someone else to join you at these events. Because it's not about coming to the event by yourself, it's about bringing your friends and family with you. Because the worst thing that can happen is your mind can now be wired for success, and the rest of your community is wired to pull you back into where you once were. So don't come by yourself, guys. Bring your friends and family with you. Back to you, Don.
All right, listen, folks, we're going to get back to this example so that you can see, and you want to go to ICE 10K videos.com, ice10kvideos.com on your iPad or your tablet or your computer, so that you can see the rest of this example that we were talking about, because this is the type of information you're going to be able to get at our event in May. All right, so having a spiritual money mindset, developing a spiritual money mindset so that you can have a laser focus on not just earning money, but keeping your money. It doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how much money you keep. And we're going to be talking about that, and then having the laser focus that you can get through any tough time that's thrown at you. We're going to be having experts from all over the country coming in and talking about a spiritual money mindset, not to mention the fabulous #1 motivational speaker on the planet, Dr. Eric Thomas. That's right. It's your boy E.T. is going to be in the building. All right. So there he is. If you want to take a look at it on the screen there, folks. So folks, listen, let's get back to the example. We were talking about what happens when you pay, we're looking at, after 1 year, $6,000 in principal, $13,000 in interest. So if we follow the bank's principle, we paid down our loan by $6,163.57. If we follow the bank's principle, we will pay $13,800 in interest. Oh, wow. What is going on with that? What's going on with that? So listen, do we have to pay? Let me ask you this. Do we have to pay the $6,000? And folks, if you want to see what we're doing, if you want to see what it is that we're doing, you want to go to ICE 10K. I'm sorry. What is it? ice10kvideos.com. That's it. ice10kvideos.com. And I stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. 10K videos. That will take you straight to our YouTube channel. And then you can see this example because we're about to make $13,000 disappear. Are you ready? All right. So here's what we're talking about, folks. I want to ask somebody. I wish I could get somebody up on the stage that could ask some of these questions for me. So Kurt, I'm going to ask you to jump in here if you are ready. Listen, man.
Hey, man.
All right. Listen, I appreciate your help on this.
Sure.
Here's my thing. I'm looking at the $6,163.57 we would pay down in 1 year on this loan.
Uh-huh.
All right. And the $13,887 if we do it the bank's way.
Mm-hmm.
But if we know we're going to pay this eventually, the $6,000, because that's the money we borrowed. We didn't borrow the interest money. We borrowed the principal.
Right.
So do we have to pay this $6,000 in 12 monthly installments, $500 at a time?
No. They tell you that when you get the loan.
Yeah. So that means if we had it, we could give that $6,000 all at one time if we had it on line one if we wanted to, right?
If we had it, yes, absolutely.
Okay. And if not, if we had it, would we be paid down to line 12 where we would owe $343,836.43? Would that be the case?
That would be correct. Yeah, we'd pay. Yeah, if we paid that 6,163, we'd be paid down to there.
All right. Well, let me put this calculator on the screen because sometimes, I go through this and it's hard for me to imagine it myself. We're starting out at $350,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
$350,000. That's where it is right there. And if we gave the bank the $6,163.57 all at one time on line one, that would be minus $6,163.57 equals $343,836.43. That's the same that's on line 12, Kurt.
Oh wow.
I would be paid down to here in 1 month.
Yeah.
And if I did that, all the interest payments between line 2 all the way down to line 12 would disappear.
Oh wow.
I would not have to pay them because I gave the bank the money all at one time instead of in 12 monthly installments.
Yeah.
So I could give them that money, pay it down to here, and then I would only pay $1,166.67. Listen, Kenyatta, let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
About that card that you can get at Citizens Bank that you learned about at an event. And you went and took advantage of that and applied, okay? You said that you can take money off that card without a cash advance fee.
I don't know about the cash advance fee. I said that you can take it out. Usually they have a cap on how much you can take out.
Okay.
This time you can take out $50,000.
Wow.
I will have to get back to you on how much it costs.
Okay.
But I mean, at that point, you could have did investments galore and pay it back timely and happily. You know what I mean?
But when you do take it out, it is zero interest for 20 months. So let me ask you this. All right. If you had a card, I think some of you know where I'm going with this. If you had that card that you're talking about, that you learned about at an event, and it was let's say your limit was somewhere between 10, 20, even up to 50,000. Could you borrow $6,163.57 from that card at 0% interest and apply it to this loan?
That's what I'm trying to say, Don. That's what I'm trying to tell the people.
Come on. Are you saying I can use somebody else's money, put it on the mortgage, and save over $12,000 in interest? It's $12,739.96 in interest I never have to pay. And I can take my sweet time in paying the $6,000 I would have paid to the mortgage anyway. I can take my sweet time in paying that back.
That's what I'm saying, Don. I'm trying to go and get some debt so I can do it because I don't have enough.
Oh, come on now. Folks, are you hearing what she's putting down? Take the money off the card, put it on here, save $12,000 in interest, knock 12 payments out. And Kenyatta, if you did that just one time, your next mortgage payment, if we started in January, your next mortgage payment for February would be on line 13 of this schedule.
Wow. 13. Wow.
That's what we're talking about, using someone else's money, folks. That is amazing. And then you would pay the $6,000 back, right? And then maybe you could do it again. We can show you how to leverage all of your funds, folks, to kill interest at this rate. You see, let me tell you something. The very best loan there is a loan where you pay zero interest. That's the very best. The second best loan is one where you pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible, getting you as close to zero interest paid as possible. Number one, the best loan, pay no interest. Second best loan, pay as little interest as possible. That's what this program is all about, paying as little interest as possible. And we just showed you what happens. And we went even a step further. You can use your money and you can use somebody else's money. Kenyatta, listen, if I had my own money sitting in the bank, and why would I ever borrow somebody else's money when I had my cash sitting right there? Is there any justification on using somebody else's money instead of my cash to do the same thing?
It's called over leverage. It's called 2008. It's called you have no idea what is going to happen with the world or even in your world, your family. And so you always treat your own money as precious, right? And if you're able to leverage somebody else's money, that's the name of the game. It's what the banks do. It's what all the big institutions do. It's what Walt Disney did. It's what every company does. So you want to start to change your mindset. And enough people don't know that, Don. So yeah.
Miss Credit Goddess, are you in the house?
I am.
So what should you know, I've heard you say this before, but my money should be doing what? What should my money be doing?
Making money, baby.
Making money babies.
Yes.
So if
it should be producing and multiplying. That's what it should be doing.
So my money is like seed, right? Like if if I'm planting a garden, my money should be like planting seeds and making money babies. But if I use my money to purchase stuff, I'm eating the seed. And I can't get a harvest if I eat the seed. Kurt, I don't want you preaching that now. Listen, he said,
Kurt, let the Lord use you.
I feel a sermon coming on. So, folks, we're talking about taking seed money and then using it to make more. To create a harvest here. So if I can use somebody else's money for free to save myself 12 grand I don't need to pay, Lord have mercy. And then I can use my money to make more money. And then I use the interest from the money I'm making to pay back the original loan. Lord have mercy. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about leveraging. Come on, credit guys, talk to us.
Have you heard of someone said saving money is for dummies. I don't know if it was Robert Kiyosaki that said that. But if you're saving your money, because this is where I think because I get these questions too. Like I have money sitting in the bank and I just want to know where to invest it. They want to make more money babies. And this is the reason why it's so important that you do your research and learn about different finances. As you were talking, I was sitting here quiet, just listening to you, Don. And I was like, is there a class that you do for students and young kids? Because if they learn this right now, imagine what they'll do with their money when they get it. Because you know what us as parents do, we teach them what we know. You know, and if they don't know anything about investment or they don't know anything about how loans work, because let me tell you, when I went to college, my mom didn't teach me about, you know, not getting a loan. She told me not to get into debt. Don't go into debt. Don't use your credit. Don't get into debt. And when my mentor, my mentor that I would go see on a daily, she told me, Rose, don't pull out a student loan. And now I went to an HBCU, and private HBCUs, they're expensive.
Yes, they are.
So if your scholarship, and your grants doesn't cover it, you may have to pull out a student loan. And she told me, don't pull out a student loan. You're going to be paying forever. But see, those blanket statements and talking to a person or a young person like me at that time, you have to explain things to me. Don't say not to do it and you don't explain why. Because in my mind, I was like, well, what do you mean I'm going to be paying forever? If I borrow $30,000 and I pay $100 a month, I'm paying $300 a month. Yeah, I'm not paying for the rest of my life. I'm paying in like 10 years or 20 years because I was doing simple math, but I did not include interest. I did not include, I was doing simple math. 1 + 1 = 2. And
Credit goddess, you're saying you didn't add compound interest, right?
I didn't add compound interest, yes. If we were taught compound interest in high school, then, you know, with my mentor telling me, don't borrow, don't pull out a student loan, I would have calculated it different instead of using simple math, right? And, you know, now I have student loan debt and it's been hanging on forever. So, I mean, simple information like this, it has to be explained. And I think if we have something for children, you know, going into college, they will be wired differently on, you know, borrowing money for school or even buying their first car. Imagine, you know, they don't have a lot of responsibilities like us, right? Where we are already wired, I got to save for this and I got to save for that. You know, I don't think I can put a little extra, even though you're showing them that you don't need a budget or you don't need extra money. You can actually do this and save on interest costs over time. It's the commitment, because we're so comfortable paying the minimum balance and we're so comfortable feeling good that we got our bills paid. If we talk to each other, you know, oh, I got my bills paid this month. As long as they're making the minimum payment, they're feeling good. They have to get uncomfortable to learn this information that you're teaching and actually apply it and implement, and also be committed to get out of debt. You know, we got to get out of that comfort zone. And I find that a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines. They're listening to you, Don. They understand you, but they got to get uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Because, you know, a lot of us are, you know, we're afraid of the unknown, about what's going to happen if I was to do this. Oh, what if I get a flat tire? I don't have any extra. Those things, we tend to talk ourselves out of opportunities like this because, you know, because of trauma. You know, a lot of us have money trauma, right? So just being confident with the information that you're sharing, we have to look at the light at the end of the tunnel. It's crazy how when we want to get that loan, we focus at the end of the tunnel, but when it's getting out of debt, we're not focusing at the end of the tunnel. We're comfortable in the in between. It's crazy how that works. But yeah, I think we should have something for the kids. That's the bottom line. We should have something for the kids and teach them young, so that way they're not doing the same thing that we're doing.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And folks, we're going to put something on the screen here. Something for the kids is that we're going to start with the parents, because they're not going to get it in school. So we got to start with the parents, and we can start with this book. It is the P.I.L.L Method, a better way to eliminate debt. All right. And that book, it's the only book on Amazon that talks about the amortization schedule and how to defeat it. It's the only book that does that. That does what Credit Goddess was talking about, does what Kenyatta was talking about, and what we were going over today. It's been a #1 bestseller. Get the book. All right. And once you get the book, you're going to get a 10K card that goes along with it. The same card that I'm using every single day that we're here. All right. So if you get the book, then you can start transferring this information to your children. Oh my goodness. It is going to be fantastic as to what you can do with this situation. So folks, I want to share with you right now what Credit Goddess is talking about, what Kenyatta is talking about, is how we can understand this whole process a lot better. Okay, so let's get back to the example on the screen. So we got the basics of how to read an amortization schedule. And folks, you want to make sure, if you're new to the room, if you want to see this example, go to ice10kvideos.com, take you straight to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and click subscribe while you're there. Okay, and then click that notification bell, so when a new video comes up, you'll be able to see it, and click on live and watch this live situation here. So we got about 18. Kurt, do we have about 18 people online watching this?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right, good.
The YouTube numbers keep on coming and going, but we definitely have so there says 2 right now, but
I was wondering. I thought something was going on with my system.
No. I'm watching YouTube, and it's got 16 people over on YouTube, so we want to say a word of welcome to them. But yes, 2 people are somewhere else in the internet land. I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, two of them are on Facebook, but the rest are on YouTube, and they're still there for some reason. Yeah.
Hey, Jared, did you want to jump in there before I get into this example?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to really just encourage everybody in the room, if you have a question, to come on stage. And in the chat, there was a question about, can you apply to student loans and credit cards? So whenever you want to get to that.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I need you to remind me to talk about the student loans and the credit cards, because most definitely you can. We want to learn how to leverage the bank's money. Cash is not king in this society. I will repeat it. You can clip it. You can send it to anybody you want. Cash is not king in this society. It is a wise person that leverages somebody else's money correctly. I said, and I emphasize correctly. You leverage somebody else's money, because listen, folks, the biggest borrowers in town are the banks. They borrow our money. Then they use that money and leverage it to make more money. And then they pay us pennies on the dollar for the use of our money. And what we went over today, and what a strategy that Kenyatta was promoting here, is that we can borrow the bank's money, leverage it to make additional money or save money for us. But saving money and making money is the same to me, because even Benjamin Franklin was purported to say, a penny saved is a penny earned. And doggone it, we just showed you how to save $12,000. So $12,000 saved is $12,000 earned, okay? And so we can leverage the bank's money to make money and to save money, and then pay them pennies on the dollar for the use of it. And Kenyatta showed us a way to pay them nothing. Because they will lend it to us at 0% interest for 20 months. Almost 2 years. You can't beat that with a stick. All right. So back here to this example. So folks, we learned how to read this. Okay, we got 22 people here on online watching this thing. And so I want you to see, we saw what happens when we at a 4% interest rate, how much money the bank was saving us. We also saw that if we gave them $6,163.57 at one time, how it would knock out 1 year's worth of payments, save us over $12,000 in interest, and we'd be on line 13 for the next month's payment. That would be our new February payment. Okay. So now we're going to go and change this to 2.9%. No, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to put on, we're going to put in a new tab here. Come on, new tab, talk to me. All right. So we're going to go back here.
Sometimes you got to talk to the computer, man.
Come on, you got to talk to the computer now. Talk to him.
I like it.
All right.
Rub it, Don. Rub it on the side.
There you go. Rub it on his belly.
There
All
we
right.
go.
So we're going to duplicate this tab now. Okay. So now I got the duplicated tab. We're going to change the interest rate from 4% to 2.9. Okay, folks, let me ask you something. If you could get a 4% loan, but the bank said, listen, give us, pay a couple of points, pay a few points. That's percentage points. And we'll give you 2.9. Do you know how many people would jump all over to get a 2.9 interest rate? So basically, so that they can say, I got a 2.9 interest rate. Because if you ask the question, just think about it. Why is a 2.9 interest rate better than a 4? Because the best answer that most people can give, that it's lower than 4. 2.9 is lower than 4. It must be better. Everybody's trying to get the lowest interest rate, but nobody knows why. And the reason why we need to ask why is this. Folks, I can't afford to pay $350,000 out of my pocket for a house. Kurt, can you? No.
Not out of my pocket. No,
not out of my pocket. But I want to buy. So that I'm in a position where if I want to have my family in a safe environment, put them in a nice neighborhood. Okay, Kurt, you hear what I'm talking about, right?
I'm with you.
Okay, and I want to borrow enough money that my income can support. I want to borrow that money and then put my family in a nice house in a nice neighborhood with great schools and all of that kind of thing going on. Okay, all right, that's what we're talking about, folks. So I want to buy, because I don't have that money, so I need the bank. So if the bank knows that I need them,
mm-hmm.
and I'd be willing to pay 4%. Why would they ever offer me 2.9? Because if I'm saving money, Kurt, who has to be losing it?
That's the question.
Who has to be losing money if I'm saving money? And why would the bank ever put themselves in a position to lose money? Folks, it's because they're not. You saying, Don, are you saying they can, by lowering the interest rate, they're actually putting themselves in a position to make more money? Because, see, there are some people out there, Sharon, Credit Goddess, Jared, Kurt, there's some people out there that become savvy enough to listen, I don't want to be in debt for 30 years. I want to pay this thing off faster. And they're doing the best that they know how. They're not using the P.I.L.L method, but they're using whatever method they come up with to pay off the debt faster. You don't need the P.I.L.L method to pay off a debt faster and cheaper. You do need the P.I.L.L method to save the most amount of money in interest and pay it off the fastest way possible, the most efficient way possible. But you don't need the P.I.L.L method to save money and to pay off faster. You can do it all on your own. All right. But here's what we're talking about. So now we got it down to 2.9. And when you go to the bank and say, I don't want to pay all of that interest. what can I do? And they offer you, well, give us a few $1,000 and we'll give you this 2.9% interest rate. And we say, deal. And now you're saying, oh, now I'm going to try to pay down this loan faster. I'm saving on the interest rate. So let me pay off this loan faster. And I want to show you something. We're going to go down here and look at the summary. We got $251,000 is our total interest we're going to pay over 30 years. But if we go back to the other loan at 4%, I didn't change the number. Sorry. 2.9. Let me change the payment. Boom. Okay, there we go. Now we've got a payment of $1,456.80, and the interest cost is all the way down to $174,000. $174,000 versus $1,670 as a payment and $251,000. Do you see what's happening here? But what they're doing, folks, is they're comparing two 30-year loans. If you compare two 30-year loans, well, of course you're going to take the 2.9. Look at all the interest you're saving. All right? And the smaller payment. Of course you would take that. Because now you're saving money. And if that's the case, the bank just put themselves in a position to lose money. But they're not beholden to us. They're beholden to their stockholders. Let me ask you something. If you had your money in ABC Bank, you own stock in ABC Bank, and ABC Bank was in the habit of saving the customers' money, and the bank was losing money, therefore the stock would go down instead of up, would you continue to invest in that bank? Her. Anybody?
No. If the stock was going down,
If the stock was going down.
No.
All right, so the stock needs to go up. They want the company to grow, and they can only grow if it's making money. That's so right. By lowering the interest rate, you need to start thinking about what does that mean for the bank when it lowers interest rate, and I feel as if I'm saving money. What does that mean for the bank? Here's what it means. Okay, so now you're going to try to pay the loan off faster. Look at what's going on here now. Do you see the principal payment now? I'm going to compare the two. Okay, remember our principal payment starts out in the $500 range at 4%. I'm switching over here. The 2.9%, the principal payment starts out in the $600 range. So if I want to get rid of one line off of this amortization schedule and prepay, I would have to prepay $612.44 instead of prepaying $505.96. Folks, which is easier to come up with, $505 or $612? So by lowering the interest rate, did I just make it harder to pay this loan off faster? Oh, come on. Listen, I can't get people to come up on the stage. So listen, I got to keep picking on the moderators here. Tell me, when you first saw this, what did you think about the fact that by lowering the interest rate, you actually make the loan harder to pay off? When you first saw that, what did you think?
First time I saw it. Yeah. First time I saw it, I was shocked.
Oh, listen,
Go ahead.
You changed my whole perception when you showed that, because I would tell people, increase your credit score, get it to a good status, so that way you can pay less in interest, right? Less in interest and have a lower monthly payment. That sounds more appealing, but when you showed that, I'm like, wait a minute. If we're trying to pay off debt faster, yeah. So I don't even say it as much. I say go to Don so you can pay off this debt faster. Even if you have good bad credit, do it because it makes sense.
Yeah, and then the thought of paying the debt down faster is appealing, but what's most appealing is paying down the debt with less money. So it's more about like your dollars actually going to work and you're paying less. You're renting the money for less as opposed to faster. So Don, thank you for all the gems that you've been dropping. Hopefully you hear that we've been learning.
All right, listen, folks.
Absolutely.
This is something. So when we're taking a look at this and seeing what happens, remember now we're going to go back. Okay, I want to show you because we said on this other loan, see the idea of getting out of this thing when you have an amortization schedule, the idea is to get to 0 payments, right? We got 360 payments. We want to get to the last one. We want to get to 0 payments. Is that correct? All right.
Correct. Yes.
That's correct. All right. So listen, folks, if we're going to get to 0 payments, here's what we got to do. We want to give the bank back their money to get to 0 payments. So we want to make it easy to give back their money. Easy and cheap to give the bank back their money. So we're going to go back to that same example. All right. And if we're at that same example, here's what we got to do. $6,163.57. Wow. $6,000. We prepay that. We can pay off a year's worth of payments and save money. And our next mortgage payment is on line 13. But at the lower interest rate, the same amount of money, right around $6,100, only knocks out 10 payments instead of 12. What? 10 payments instead of 12.
Yeah. So Don, there's a question online, and
Yes.
this is Husan. I think he was in the room before.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he says, I'm kind of confused. How does the lower interest have a higher principal payment? How does the lower interest have a higher principal payment? That's
Okay.
Husan's question.
Okay, so here's what's going. That's a very good question. Let's go over that. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. If we go to here, if we go take a look at the interest rate, all right, because of the interest rate, we're going to pay more interest over the life of the loan. Okay,
That's correct.
So that's going to be standard. So you have a lower principal payment and a higher interest payment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make if you don't know what we just learned in here today, you're going to make a lot of these regular mortgage payments because they fit within your budget. You're going to make the regular mortgage payment because it fits. All right, but you're paying all of this interest money. Okay, most people are. Go ahead.
Do you want us to do the calculation that, you know, how we break down the amortization schedule?
I would love it if you would do that, Miss Credit Goddess, because that would help us out.
Okay, because that would answer his question if he's wondering.
I'm gonna put a calculator on the screen.
Yes.
While you go over that, and there it is.
Okay. All right. So to understand how the payment, you're looking at principal and you're looking at interest, and you're wondering like how the principal balance or principal amount is higher. So what we're doing is that we're calculating how much you're paying in interest over time or every single month, because you're renting the money that you're borrowing every month and they're charging you for it. So how we do this calculation is that we take the principal balance.
Mm-hmm.
So let's add the principal balance.
So we're
going to multiply that.
Okay, so we're going to do the first principal balance on line 1 after we make the first payment. The principal balance is going to be $349,495.72. Okay, I got it in, Credit Goddess.
All right, and then we're going to multiply that by
the interest rate.
Kurt said I missed something. What did I miss, Kurt?
Oh,
You missed a 4, 349.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Got to go back. Guys, I made a mistake.
Okay.
This is live TV. 349.
That's correct.
Okay. 495. All right. And
Yep, now we got it.
And 72 cents. There we go. All right, credit guys, you're on.
All right. And then we're going to take that principal balance and we're going to multiply it by the interest rate.
Okay. The total interest rate, and our interest rate in this case is 4%. Okay.
Okay. So multiply that by 4%.
So we're going to multiply by 4, and I'm going to click the percent sign, 4%, and click equals. Do I do that?
Yeah, equal.
Okay. All right. So I get 13,979.82. Or
okay,
80,
so that is your
APR.
Okay. So that is your APR. If you guys ever hear the term APR, that is the annual percentage rate that you're paying for the year, right? But we want to know what we're paying for the month. Okay, so we're going to take that number and we're going to divide it by 12.
Okay, we're going to divide that by 12. And we get 1164.98. If we round it up, it'll be 1164.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So does that match the interest?
That matches the interest on line 2. Exactly.
There we go.
1164.99.
Yes.
So go ahead, credit guys.
Yeah, so that should pretty much answer his question, because if he's wondering like why is that higher, we got to go based on how much of that monthly payment that you're making, how much is going towards the interest, and you do that by calculating the interest cost, getting the APR, dividing into 12, and then it would tell you how much of it goes towards interest, how much of it goes towards principal. So if you were to do that with a higher interest rate, or let's do a lower interest rate, because 4% is pretty high. But if you do it with like a 2%, you would see that the principal amount is higher, right? So to try to pay it off quicker is more expensive paying it off quicker if you have a lower interest rate. So I hope that helps with the demonstration.
It does. It does help. It does help. So when we lower the interest rate, so the higher the interest rate, the lower the principal payment. And if you're making every single payment, then you're paying down slower because of the higher interest rate. Okay. You're paying because you're making every single payment, because you have less money going to principal. You lower the interest rate, and that's why your principal payment is higher. Your interest payment is smaller. Okay. So more money goes to principal if you're making every single principal payment. If you want to make all 360 payments, folks, get the lowest interest rate you can. If you want to make all 360 payments. But if you want to make, if our average client is out of debt in 7 years, 7 times 12. Okay. If you want to make about 84 payments instead of 360 payments, then you want to control the principal payment and keep it where it makes the most sense for you. It's not going to be the same for everybody. So when people start texting me and asking me, well, what's the right interest rate? Well, no, that's not the right question. The right question is, what's the right interest rate for you? Based on your income, based on your expenses. It is a much more complicated system than we believe it is. If we try to make a complicated system simple, we're going to make mistakes and pay more money than we need to. We need to simplify a complicated system by using technology. Fintech, that's where Fintech comes in. Come on, Jared, you know about that Fintech. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So when we can use technology to simplify something that is complex. Listen, we got real estate people here that use technology all the time. I mean, the stuff has changed. RB, the realtor, are you in the house?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I got a question about technology and using it to help your clients so that you can get information faster and more efficiently, and especially in this day and time when a house is on the market for like 2 seconds.
Well, yeah, we definitely do utilize technology in a lot of different ways. One, my social media is very an active part of my business. So I do post on that and put things in stories because it seems like people pay attention to stories a lot, and also the reels. But in addition to that, I do have my CRM, which I send out information on upcoming listings before it's about to hit the market, listings that are on the market so that my listserv have first crack at it. And, that CRM is very helpful just in getting information out about properties that are reasonably priced or properties that I have control over the transaction, just so that they're able to, express interest and be able to connect with me on that if it's something that meets their buying criteria.
Wow. Is there any technology to help you to find these houses that you're using?
Oh, I mean, a lot of it is, there's a few things. There are a couple of sites. Everybody is familiar with PropStream. RedX is another one. Different sites that you can find out what properties have some back owed taxes or, might have liens on them and different things of that nature. So you can see those people might be a little bit more open to selling just because it might be advantageous to them finance-wise. However, the most general way of finding properties are the ones that are listed, and we go through the MLS, which is only accessible by realtors and brokers. So we're able to go through that database and put in the criteria that any person looking for a property may want, for example, like bathrooms, or how many bathrooms they want, or how many kitchens they want, or if there's a certain square footage that they're looking for, if they want the house attached or detached, or if they need a pool, or if it's a building, do they need a doorman or elevator and things of that nature. And so they're able to get a list completely tailored to their wants and needs.
So if you got that list from your client that here's what I want. I want 4 bedrooms. I want 3.5 baths. I want a pool. I want all of that. So do you look through your big book from the MLS to pick out one by one those properties, or do you use a computer and use a filter and says, I only want to see these properties? What do you do?
Well, it's definitely filtered. There's a database, and you can input the criteria even as so far as like what taxes they want, how much taxes they want to pay, a range of that, price range, all of that. So it's based on the computer, but it is a filtrate, basically it's a database. So you enter in, and it's filtering through the thousands of listings that are there, because that would take forever. So there might be 10,000 listings, but based on what they need, there might only be 80 that fit that specific criteria, which is great, because then I can look through the 80, see aesthetically which might be appealing to certain clients, and then also what checks all of their boxes. But those boxes are there for me to put that information in the database.
Wow. So you just said this is a very complicated system that you have simplified. It is not simple.
I mean, I've been a realtor since 2004. So at this point, I'm talking to you and I'm in the database right now.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So,
doing your thing. All right.
Hey,
Jared,
John, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So for the people in the audience that are like, man, I want to understand like my current situation, my mortgage, my credit cards, my student loans. How can I be debt free? How can I work with the P.I.L.L method? How would they do so?
Wow. Here's what you would do, folks. You would go to ice10klive.com up here at the top of the page, and on that digital card, you will find out you will see a button that says get a savings and earnings report. Once you go to, and get there, then you follow all of the instructions. And once you follow all the instructions, we will let you into our financial form. Put your information into that financial form, and then someone from my company will contact you, and then set up a consultation, and you will know the month, day, and year you will be debt free and how much interest you can save. And then you will be introduced to the opportunity cost calculator that we're putting up on the screen. So you can have a computer program that takes a very complicated system and simplify it for you. And that's what we're putting on the screen right now, Kurt. And not only that, but they can get an introduction to this system by reading my book. And if they get the book today, if they get that book today, the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt, they get the book today, we will also give them the 10K card they just clicked on. You can have one for yourself. Sean, 10K, tell us, how valuable is that digital card?
Maybe you need to start telling the audience that they'll be getting $100 gift card.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's going to go over better.
Okay.
Because the reality of the situation is, the same way you have been using your card to share with everyone else and navigate an individual as to how to go through your card, they can do the very same thing for themselves as well. And, the reality of the situation is, every business was designed to solve a problem. Every business was designed for a specific clientele. And if you're not positioning yourself correctly in front of your clientele, you're going to be missing the marketplace. So my recommendation is, instead of going to our website and buying the book for $100, they might as well get a copy of your book done, because whenever they get a copy of your book, they're going to get themselves a prepaid 10K card. What does that mean? Don literally paid for a bunch of digital card guys to make sure all his future clients that purchase a book can actually get one with 10K card without having to go through the cost of paying $100. So this is the only relationship we have where someone can get the card at this rate. So take advantage of it, guys. Also, when you get a copy of the book, this is not a BS book. This is a book filled with everything you need to help you and your family position yourself strategically to grow your income, grow your wealth. Go for it, guys. Your grandkids are going to love you even more. With that said, Don, back to you.
All right, folks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be finishing this up here. I'm going to go back and we're going to finish this part up about our interest rates. Why getting...
Hey, Don, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Real quick,
yes.
Once you purchase the book, Kenyatta, can you tell people how they will be able to get the 10K card?
See, that's why I have the best moderators in the world up here, folks. Go ahead.
So you guys, you bought the book. What you want to do is screenshot the receipt. You want to go to ice10klive.com, go over to your right, the second down that says I'm ready. And then you're going to upload that receipt right there. You're going to build out your card, letting us know your website, your email address, phone number, social media handles. You're going to designate a place for us to send it because it's digital, and you'll receive your gift valued at $100 in the form of a 10K card.
All right, folks. So,
hey Don.
Go ahead. Yes.
There's a quick question here. I just think they wanted you to go back to the opportunity cost calculator just for a second. Mm-hmm. They were asking, property management on YouTube is asking, where will it tell us how much we should pay?
Let's go over that. I'm going to finish this part up because it's going to lead right into that question there. Perfect. That's a perfect question. So once we understand that we want to be able to manage your principal payment and find the right principal payment for you and your family or your business or your church, whatever it is you're paying on, you want to have the right interest rate so that you control your principal payment. Here's the key: controlling the principal payment. Because if you can get this thing down to, instead of 360 payments, we can get it down to around 84 payments instead, without stressing your budget, without having to make more money, without Being in a position where you're sacrificing lifestyle. You can live well and do all of this. Watch this. So now you can attack the loan with $505 payments instead of attacking the loan with these starting out at $600 payments because of lowering the interest rate. And this is why banks will offer that, because when you come in and start talking about how do I pay this loan off faster? Oh my gosh, they could teach you, take your loan now with this tiny principal payment, with this smaller principal payment, and start attacking it with the principal. No, what they do is they offer you a lower interest rate, show you a smaller overall interest cost for 30 years, and then make it harder for you to prepay. That's what's going on here. Okay, so when we do that, that's where we are. So if we were to get in here and take a look at the opportunity cost calculator that simplifies everything, now we have, this is John and Rebecca Jones, okay? And let me show you a little bit about John and Rebecca Jones. We're looking at their action plan, and in their action plan, we track how much they're spending and how much they're making. Oh my goodness, folks. Listen, if you were to talk to Credit Goddess, if you were to talk to RB, if you were to talk to Kenyatta, and when they're doing their intake on their clients, do you know how many people are totally unaware of how much money they're making per month? They ask them, how much are they making per month? Most people have no idea. They give you, I make around this much. And not only that, they say, well, how much are you spending on your bills each month? Again, they don't know. They literally have to sit down and figure out how much they're making and how much they're spending, even though they're living very well. They pay all of their bills. They pay them on time. They're living well. They have high limits on their credit cards. They have low utilization on their credit cards. Everything is in place, but they don't know how much they're making or how much they're spending. Ladies, am I telling the truth here? Am I making this up?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So what this thing does, it makes us know how much we're spending and how much we're making. And then we can, so if we put in here, how much do I want to spend on my lifestyle? Meaning, how much do I want to put in so we can enjoy life as a family? We can plug that in. And then we plug in what we put in to savings. We plug in putting the minimum payments on the debt, and we plug in what we spend on food and insurance and just to pay all of the bills. Everything is in here. Then what happens is the program can easily tell how much money is left over after all the bills are paid. And that's the key. You have to know how much you're making and how much you're spending, and this helps to track that. So let's start with that. So that's what happens here on the action plan. We're tracking how much money you make and how much money you spend. In the accounts tab over here, we're able to see how much money we have in the bank and what we're borrowing. And that's going to be important. So John and Rebecca Jones here, they have $500 in checking. They got $5,138 in savings. They have an auto loan that's $25,000 at 4%. Here's their minimum payment, $460, and a Visa at 21% interest. And they have a $2,000 balance, and their minimum payment is $50. Okay, and they have a mortgage, $200,000 mortgage at 6%, and their payment is $1,199.10. So all of that is in here. The program has already calculated that if you follow the plan that the program is going to map out, John and Rebecca Jones' potential interest savings is going to be $179,297. And because of that potential interest savings, they will be able to pay off all of this debt in 7.8 years. Now, why is that important? It's important because they're using the same money they used to qualify for the 30-year loan. Listen, do you know that I was just in Miami not too long ago? I'm doing more traveling now because of the P.I.L.L method and going on and meeting up with some of these fabulous people and meeting them in person and in New York. I'm seeing cars that cost $200,000. I saw a car that cost $200,000. Do you know what? You can't get a 30-year mortgage on a $200,000 car. You can't. It's paid off in 6 or 7 years. So, folks, if you can pay off a $200,000 car in 6 or 7 years, why does it take 30 years to pay off a $200,000 house? Listen, folks, let us help you treat your house like a car and be done in 7 years. Come on. I love this. I absolutely love this. So what we're going to do is go back. Somebody asked, Kurt, will the program tell you exactly what to do? The answer is yes, but you have to put in information into this. So we're starting out in January because we can see 3 months at a time. We can see January, February, and March all on the same screen if we scroll down, okay? So we're starting out here in January where John gets paid $950. So it says, okay, this is how much I make. All right, so it's preloaded into the program. You load it in one time, and then it just keeps recurring every month. So, but when he gets paid, he just clicks on that. I got paid my $950. I tell the program I got paid my $950. All right, and then I tell the program I got it, and then it disappears from the screen. All right, so that's his input. He has to tell the program how much he makes because in the program, there is a virtual checking account. All right. And in the virtual checking account, it has to match his actual checking account. So in the virtual checking account, he has $1,450. Well, guess what? In his actual checking account, he has the same amount of money to the penny. The program has to know how much is in the bank. So he tells it, tells the program. So when we go back to the action plan, now, when he tells the program how much he's making, he also has to tell the program how much he's spending. When he tells the program, oh, now we pay our mortgage of $1,199.10, and we do the same thing. We execute that. And it subtracts that money from the virtual checking account in the program. And then it's also because by writing a check or doing an online payment, that $11.99.10 is subtracted from his real bank account. So the program knows exactly how much he's spending. So it's a series of that, how much we're making and how much we're spending. And we just click execute to tell the program what's going on. After a while, the program gives us these little arrows. And this is the program talking to you, property management, when it says, take money on the 5th of the month, take money from the checking account and put it into savings, $100.90, because this is the money John and Rebecca Jones don't need for anything else, because they told the program everything they need to pay, including their lifestyle money so that they can enjoy life. Oh my goodness, there's so many other programs out there that say, oh, you can't live well until you get out of debt. Oh, that's a lie. If that was true, the people who own banks would be in poverty because they're borrowing money from everybody. They borrow our money and make money with it. Why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we borrow somebody else's money and make money with it? I love this idea. So listen, we're putting that $100.90 away because this is money that's left over after we spend everything. So and a little farther down, we're putting $588.72. But what you're not seeing here, folks, we're putting that extra money in the bank, what's left over. But we're making minimum payments on the mortgage, minimum payments on the Visa, minimum payments on the auto loan. Well, if I want to know what to do, I can look over at this screen over here at the top. And the program says, next transfer to debt. Out of all the money that we save, it says by March 9, we start out in January. It says by March 9, you should be able to save up $3,120 in your savings account after your family has spent money on having fun, after you put money away in savings, after now, when I'm talking about savings, I'm talking about your retirement accounts or saving money for college. Okay. So the retirement accounts and stuff like that, that's the savings I'm talking about. After you make the minimum payments on the debt and after you pay all the rest of the bills, cell phone, cable, buy food, all of those things, make sure the electricity stays on, pay all those bills. This is how much they're able to put into savings over a 3-month period, $3,120. Because now they know how much they're making and how much they're spending, even on lifestyle. And then they take the rest of the money and put it away. What happens when we do that? So we're going to go down through January, February, and now into March. And look at the arrows now. The arrows say, oh my goodness, on March 9, we're going to take money from the savings and we're going to move it over to the Visa and pay that Visa off to zero. And when we do, we're going to save the interest we're going to save by paying it off this way, $1,736.34. That's the future interest savings. Because if you pay off this credit card by using the minimum payments, you'll also have to give the bank $1,736.34. Now we don't have to. This is money you can use for something else now because you got the same result paying off the Visa, but without giving them this interest money, $1,700, like that. All right. So now we're also going to go down and take a look at in March. Well, after we pay the Visa off, look what happens. The regular mortgage payment is due on the 1st. John and Rebecca Jones pay their mortgage on the 1st. But the program says, wait 8 days, gives them exact date. And on the 9th of the month, take an additional amount out of savings and apply it to the mortgage principal, $1,116.97. And when we do that, the program will tell them how much money they just saved in interest by putting that money out of their savings account. Oh my gosh, how easy is this? How easy is it to pay all of your bills, have fun with your family because it's in your budget. We don't want to take money away from your lifestyle, and then take the rest of the money, put it in savings, and then the program like Financial GPS says take $1,116.97 to the penny. They have over $5,000 in savings. And the program says only take this much, $1,116.97, apply it to the debt, and save $5,435.86 in interest you never have to pay the bank. Folks, by the time they're done following this plan, they will be out of debt in 7.8 years and save $179,297. And let me tell you something. This is where we start. This is not where we finish. You know why? Because we're going to pick up some smaller amounts along the way. What does that mean, Don? It means this. When you're paying your bills, even though this is what you've budgeted for the utilities, what happens when your utility bill that you budgeted for is $200, but you pay $150 this month instead because your utilities weren't that high? You have $50 remaining. And then, so what happens to that $50? Well, most people would go out to dinner with that $50, but if you already have it in your budget, how much you guys want to spend for fun, you're not tempted to spend that $50. You already have a fun budget. So the program says, we're going to put instead of putting $100 in savings, we're going to put $150 in savings. We're going to put an additional $50 on the debt. And guess what? We're going to increase our interest savings by about $250 in interest savings because of that $50. We're going to be picking up money along the way so that not only will we get out of debt, and just that $50 took us from 7.7, 7.8 down to 7.7 by picking up extra money along the way, because we are tracking our income and outgo. We can take extra money and put it on the debt. Lord have mercy, and save even more money in interest. This is what's going on. I am so glad we have spent this time together this morning. And listen, you're going to have the replays to go back over this. We've got some people in the audience. Listen, any in the audience just want to come up and say hello, raise your hand. You don't even have to have a question. Just say hello while we're getting ready to do our outros. Because again, this is the fastest 2 hours on the internet. And we're almost done. Jared.
All right. Another amazing room. Great job as always, Don. So if you haven't already, make sure you click the greenhouse at the top and follow the club. And then also make sure you click on Don's profile and give him a follow as well. Click that bell notification next to the follow button and choose always on, because if Don is on Clubhouse, Don, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
All right, perfect. Yeah, with Don's on Clubhouse, he's guaranteed to be in incredible real estate rooms, finance rooms, and you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And what we're going to do is some quick moderator outros. And since RB didn't get a chance to outro, I'll go ahead and let RB do it first.
Yes.
And then after RB, I'm actually going to pass it back to you, Don, because I want you to talk about Nashville.
Oh,
but
yeah.
RB, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
And RB, please talk about your event, please. Uh-oh. She's on with a client. RB, and you in the house? We'll come back to her.
All right. She might have had to step away.
Yep.
Well, all right. While she steps away, I would love for you to tell people about Nashville, Don.
Okay. What's coming up in Nashville, folks? We're going to be there for our event. P.I.L.L Method presents Developing a Spiritual Money Mindset. There are a lot of what a lot of people would consider negative things going on in our economy right now. And mindset has never been more important than right now. Developing a spiritual money mindset. We have speakers from all over the country that are experts in their related financial and fields, whether it's credit. We've got mindset coaches. We have how to pay off mortgages in 7 years, developing passive income, all sorts of things going on. And they're experts, but it's going to be centered around having the right mindset to do all of these things. And we have the greatest mindset coach on the planet, the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world is going to be in the house that on Sunday, on the Sunday, which is the 22nd. He's going to be there. All right. It is Dr. Eric Thomas. And I just need 10K to tell us about this event and how fabulous it's going to be. 10K, are you in the house?
I mean, when you hear Dr. Eric Thomas or E.T. the hip hop preacher, and that doesn't get you hype, man, there's something mentally wrong with you. I mean, Don, you to pull off having the #1 motivational speaker on the planet at the event is definitely something to go down in history. And he didn't become #1 by just getting up one day and be #1. He did a series of things that actually got him there. And what Dr. Eric Thomas will be doing is sharing his journey with us while he's at the event. And most importantly, we'll all come down to taking action. So if anyone in this room that's hearing anything that resonates with them, guys, start taking action today. Also, most importantly, events will make up the quality of life that you get to brag about later. If you think your grandkids want to hear a boring story when you get older, you're off. If you think your kids want to hear a boring story when you do have kids, you're off. Create stories that will get people excited. Attend these events, guys. Don't go by yourself. Take family with you. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to find out that you're the only one on the prospecting page when everyone else is actually left behind. So looking forward to seeing who all is going to be at the event. And I'm looking forward to personally shaking your hands and having a small conversation with you. So, Don, with all these powerful speakers that you're having in the house, Tennessee is going to be the only place to be May 20th to the 22nd. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Back to you.
All right, RB. Are you in the house? All right, Jared, you take over now.
All right, perfect. So yeah, the link is up at the top. Definitely lock this in while the prices are where they're at. And I'll be in the building talking about mindset in the metaverse. So just talking about, one, the importance of mindset, but two, what your mindset should be for future technology and how you can embrace it, feel empowered, feel abundant, and make it happen in the future. So let's go with Kirk. Please let us know a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then we'll go to 10K, Credit Goddess, Kenyatta, and then back to you, Don. So Kirk, go for it.
All right. Always good to be in the P.I.L.L Method room with the P.I.L.L Method family. I'm excited about the event coming up in May. It's just up the road from us here in Huntsville. So that's always fun. You'll be able to hit the road and head up. It's going to be power packed. It's going to be something you definitely do not want to miss. And I'm excited about partnering with the P.I.L.L Method team to provide some coverage in terms of video. And we're going to be live, right, Don? I think we're going to be live.
Oh,
as well.
yeah. Yes, okay. You're going to be live streaming this.
So we're going to be live streaming it as well. And some of those details will be shared for those that cannot physically come to the building. Although we want to prioritize getting you into the space. Getting into the physical space is going to be far better than watching online. But I'm such a huge proponent of live video strategy, live video marketing. And this is one of the things that Don is doing so well here at the P.I.L.L Method, getting his message out there, sharing it with others, being able to engage with the comments. So many different ways, strategies, so many different tools that are employed to make this all happen. Clubhouse, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. It's amazing, but it all comes together for one purpose. And whatever that purpose is for you, I would love to be able to chat with you, hear what your vision is, and see if live video could be that missing piece, that missing vehicle to amplify your message and your voice to a broader audience. Check me out. Kirk10klive.com is my link, my digital business card. You can grab 15 minutes on there to be able to just kind of talk that thing through. Let me hear what your vision is and then see what we can do. What would be the next best steps? Some people want done for you services, right? The easy button like Don. Other people want DIY. You want to do it yourself. You just want some training. And we have all of those kinds of resources for you for live video. So again, my name, Kirk Nugent, serve as the producer here in the P.I.L.L Method room, official live video strategist for the P.I.L.L Method Club. And we're excited to be able to work with you to bring your vision to life using the vehicle of live video. Take care, everybody.
Man, how the heck you guys expect me to go after Kirk? Kirk, what up, fam?
What
Kirk,
up, man?
let me tell you something, man. Look, I thought you were awesome until I met the services of your wife. We ran into an emergency situation, and we reached out to Dawn. I said, Dawn, first of all, look, let me backtrack. When Dawn sent me the link to the ticket, and he showed me what the web developer did, I said, wow, this is freaking awesome. It's simple, it's clean, it's to the point. And then Dawn said, yep, that's Kirk's wife. I'm like, that's it. Send the number over. When I contacted your wife, Kirk, people that worked for me for months claiming that they were doing all these advanced bullshit, all they were doing was make a bunch of mess and wasting my damn time. Your wife cleaned up our website in less than 4 hours. And this is the first time in my life I told someone, just send me the damn invoice. And I was so happy to pay the invoice I did in less than 10 seconds. The reason I did that, Kirk, you bought, how do I put it? You've established integrity. You've established credibility. You've established character. And your wife was just able to walk right into your path, man. So I'm just so happy and grateful and honored to meet both you and your wife. And not only that, to be in business with you guys.
Amen.
Because a family that's making money together will stay longer together. I don't care who argued that point.
Come on.
So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Love what you guys are doing. I'm always going to be singing your praises at the top of the hill. And I'm telling anyone out there, I don't care who I rub wrong with this. But if you need website services, there's only one place I'm going. That young lady completely changed my my way of looking at things. And Kirk, she better start building a team. Because 10K has a very loud mouth. You guys will find out about it.
Absolutely.
So my main purpose, guys, is this. If you are a professional or you own a business and you need to get your message out there, you definitely want to consider getting a 10K card. And this is the only room I subject my time to where you can get a copy of Dawn's book and get the product for free. But after you're finished getting the product that Dawn already paid for, it's not free, sorry. After you're finished getting the product that Dawn already paid for, tap into us, let's get you the upgraded model so you can start earning some extra income. Because with that extra income, you can put it towards your mortgage payment and get done with your debt much sooner without having to go into your pocket for any more money. So position yourself where you'll be paid, guys, and using 10K card is definitely one of those tools that will get you there. So shout out to you, Don. Looking forward to seeing everyone in Tennessee on the 20th to the 22nd of May. And it's going to be a smashing good time, guys. It's a fun-packed weekend. Bring your family, bring your friend. Let's have some fun. Back to you, Jared.
All right, Credit Goddess. All right, she might be away, but if you check out her bio, highly recommend you give her a follow.
I'm here. I'm here. I was just trying to find where the mute button was. Okay, yes. Hey. Hey everyone, my name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. If any of you guys are interested in my services, whether it's personal credit, business credit, or even a loan to start your business, or get into real estate investing, whatever it is, I'm the key to accessing other people's money. We got to get that credit together. If you are interested, go ahead and text your name and email address to 888-577-5778. There will be an automated message that will be sent to you to book your consultation. And this way we can dive deep into your credit situation and see what is it that is affecting your credit and how we're going to improve it. Also, what I've added, and we're now on the third week now, I have a group coaching call for any of my active clients. Because of the inspiration of Clubhouse, it has inspired me to start group coaching calls for my active clients to give continuous support in building out your credit and even money management. I do have Queen Candace, that's a money management specialist that will help you get your budget together, get your money management together, so that way we can maintain credit, because those two things go together. So if any of you guys are interested, you know where to find me. You can also tap into creditgoddess10k.com. Thank you guys so much for being here, and see you on Friday.
As always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. I am Kenyatta. Kenyatta10k.com is where you can find me, and I can help you find the deal, finance the deal, cancel the interest on that deal to get you in yet another deal. And right now, you guys, we have the capability to help those of you who want to go from hobby to business. And so if you want to learn how to access up to $100,000, tap in with me so that we can get you qualified ASAP. Have a nice day, and I look forward to the next one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jared Albert, and I've been in tech for over 15 years. My purpose on Clubhouse has been to increase diversity in tech, and now I'm really excited about increasing diversity in the metaverse, the crypto space, and the NFT space. So if you're interested in those topics, check out my replays. I'll support any rooms that provide tangible advice to better your life, which is why I'm a huge supporter of the P.I.L.L method. We do this from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and then Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So definitely make sure you follow the club, and we'll see you on Friday. If you come back in the room, please don't be shy. We love the questions. So next room, let's get some more questions up here so you can get some great advice for 2022, and it also helps the audience. With that being said, Don, I'm gonna pass it to you for final thoughts.
Oh, listen.
Wait. I just want to show off something real quick here for Don. He's
Go
got
ahead,
his
man.
monitors back. He's got his monitors back. So now he's got his 3 monitors here. Just take a look for, I know this isn't, it's not fair for my Clubhouse audience, but for those who are online and you're watching, I know there's 25 or 30 of you out here. Just take a look at Don's setup here. Isn't that clean? That is a nice setup. He's got his mic, he's got his camera,
That
his
is
lights.
a very nice setup.
That is a nice setup. I'm jealous, man. You got what? You got 2 monitors there. You got your phone standing up off to the side there. We see your iPad levitating. I don't know how you're doing this, man. It's like magic. I just wanted to show off Don's setup, man. Let me tell you, when you make the investment, all right, because Don sees this thing as an investment, but when you make the investment to do this thing right, this is what it can look like. And I'm excited for Don and the P.I.L.L method and all that they're doing in this space. All right, Don, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to keep flipping the camera back and forth, but I'm going to shut up now and give the mic back to you so you can close us out.
All right, folks, listen, you could have been anywhere else on the planet, but you chose to spend your time in our club in this room, learning about how not to pay all of that interest to the bank. Listen, you can now share this room and this information with others. We need your help. We need your help and getting the information out. One of the things you could do is go to ice10kvideos.com, go straight to our YouTube, click on the, you want to, what is it? Subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe and click the notification bell. I mean, just like those young YouTubers talk about. Subscribe, click the notification bell, and then like the videos, folks. If this is content that you can absolutely use and share with others, like the videos. It goes out to people you don't even know you're helping. And that would be great to do that. And follow me on Clubhouse. Follow the room on Clubhouse. Follow the moderators here. That helps to get the information out on Clubhouse. And when you're in the room, share the room. So we need your help to get all of this done. Please don't forget the book. We're going to put the book on the screen. Once you get that book today. Okay? Get the book today and start sharing this information with others. I mean, I can't do it all by myself. I need your help to get this info. I've dedicated my life to getting this information out here. Once I found out that I had Asperger's, that I was autistic, and that when I look at an amortization schedule, I see patterns and pictures that most people don't see. And I want to make sure that because of my autism, I can share this information with the world. Everybody needs to know. And now we're even growing even bigger. In May 20 through 22, P.I.L.L Method presents Developing a Spiritual Money Mindset with speakers from all over the country talking about everything that has to do with money and real estate and lending. Insurance, becoming your own bank, all sorts of things. But we also have the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world that's going to be there to make sure that you solidify that spiritual money mindset and then go from this place energized so that you can be all that God intended you to be. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. Yes, your boy E.T. is going to be in the building and you want to be there. Go to Ice 10K events, Ice 10K events. Get your ticket now. And I'm telling you, folks, get your ticket because it will sell out. It will sell out. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Go ahead and get that right now. And I want to thank you for being here today. And we're looking forward to seeing you again on Friday. And please start sharing this information with others so others can also benefit. Oh, man, I'm so appreciative that you spent your time with us. I'm looking forward to you coming back and bringing some others with you. Kurt Nugent, take us out.